Hey guys, welcome to our tarot course today. It does speak of the 22 major arcanas. Welcome, welcome. I will be your instructor, as I always am here on the channel. Welcome back. And we are going to review the 22 that matter the most. They are major life shifts. They occur as milestones too in our life. So we're going to go in order. We're going to flash them and briefly describe by each card what their owner in the zodiac is. So this is Aries, it's the Fool, and it's 0. It would be 0, that's why I kept saying 21, because it's literally 0 in the major arcana. It does mean that somebody's setting off on a new journey. They're very, they're ready for this journey. Something has set them, whether it's the beginning of an awakening, whether the journey has just begun and they know it, and it's a new beginnings card. Okay, so the reason why it's the Fool too is because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what you're going to find. Usually it's very unique what you find. It can even be brought back to yourself. You could be brought back to self in this journey. So that is Aries. Number 2 is the Magician. It's Gemini and Virgo, if you want to write this down. The Magician is a manifester. The third card is the High Priestess. It's Pisces, and it speaks of somebody who's all-knowing, right? And I'm just going to hold this so I don't drop any. We do have the Empress in the 4th slot, and it is Libra and Taurus, okay? So that's when she comes in, is right after the High Priestess in order of the majors. We have the Emperor, also Aries, Hierophant, which is Taurus. It's the higher self, it's source, and all things bigger than you in the universe. Really universal card because it speaks of your higher self, which you could be getting to know on this journey. We have the Lovers, which is Gemini, and that's the first time we see a coupleship with the 2 there in the Lovers card, or it begins a soulmate effort. It's the first time we see 2 people. So Hierophant, the Lovers. We have the Chariot, which is right after that, indicative of travel, also moving very swiftly. A lot of movement is the Chariot. And that's Cancerian, Cancer. We have Leo, which follows directly after that with Strength. The reason why I picked another Strength card here is because I feel like this is the best artwork that I've seen. I have maybe 14 or 15 decks now, and I think that that's the best depiction of inner strength, brute strength, and mental strength with Leo. We have the Hermit, if you're writing down notes still or you're just watching. It is Virgo, okay? A lengthy journey of being isolated, being alone. This is in our recent readings too. This is going on at this time. So it is Virgo. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is all fixed signs. I'm going to describe to you the fixed signs. It's Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio, if you want to write it down, just those 4. And you can remember it with the acronym ALTS, okay? We do have you. Your major arcana is booming on in with Justice. All things are set right in the world. We also have Karma, which is going around the story, and we see that it's truth and honesty and clearness. The Justice is often known as that too because it brings in the final truth. We have the Hanged Man, which is Pisces again, and it's about a new perspective. Sometimes a new perception too on a case, like let's say you're going through something and you get a whole new view. But it is that sun being enlightened by the headspace there, okay? So the Hanged Man is here. After Justice, I will have also additional notes if I missed anything. And we do have the Death card, which is a ceasing of an event, or a transformation is about to begin, or the end of something with Scorpio. And Scorpio's always been the Death card. We have Temperance, and that's, I think we're a few cards left in ending. So we have Temperance, and it's Sagittarius. We have a lot of Sagittarians on the channel, believe it or not, or you have it as a moon sign. This is about patience, modesty, carrying on with that patience too. It's a very, very spiritual card for me as a reader, and we got that here too. Following in suit is the Devil, which is Capricorn, and it is all about the things that are lusty, frusty, also like somebody who could be obsessive over you, or there was a toxic instance in the story. So we will go through that too. And we're going to go through each of these arcanas on several days. We have the Tower card, which is also Scorpio. Some consider it Aries because they're ruled both by Mars. The connect here, though, is that Scorpio is ever-changing and brutal. So that's why this card has been given the Scorpio position, or by Zodiac. That is something that's coming in suddenly. Something suddenly changes and rocks the foundation is how I look at the Tower. And I'm not as afraid of the Tower card as I used to be. Before, when I would read, I'm like, oh no, like this person or my client is having a Tower moment. But evidently, it is here to set forward that something breaks, and it's for a purpose. So the purpose is that Tower coming in, or that surprising moment. And for each story, it will vary, right? Because the Tower can be somebody's leaving a situation, or someone already left, or there's been a breakup, which is the Tower. So it's definable by different events. We have that here. And the Star card, which is enlightenment. It's a healed person. Also, they operate at a very high vibration because they've learned through the lesson. This is also someone who could be a technical star in real life. They could be doing something very valuable with their time, and they're also sending out a message. So for me, it's like a literal star too, somebody who's earned their stripes. That's Aquarius. We have the moon, so it's not all draggy in this video. The moon is Cancer and Pisces. It's all things that are being hidden. Okay, as you see, it goes from fire, from the Capricorn card here. There's a lot of fire in the Tower card as well, lightning. And we go to a burst of astrological flare with the star. And then we get to the moon, which is a little bit more in space. And I don't know if the sequencing of cards shows the evolution of the human spirit, but I tend to believe that that's what the message is with the majors. We also have the sun, and it's Leo. So we go back to a Leo card. Happiest moments, happiest card in the deck, as many people say, or it's a happy day when that appears. Something can be brought in as truth or enlightening as well. So I look at this as truth, and sometimes it's a happy existence or an occurrence for me as a reader. The Judgment card, which is a final decision. It's a decision that is basically reached with the Judgment card, and it's firmo. It's firm. We have the World at the very last spot, which would be the 22nd. And it means that it's closed out. It's finished. We go into a new cycle. So the cycle finishes. Also, some readers say it's a new beginnings card as well, because it completes the entire journey. So I don't know yet if I agree with that, because I feel like it's more exemplifying a closure. And we'll go through that in our discussions in the future. So that is also, some people say it's all signs. I've recently read that it's Capricorn. So I will put that in the additional notes too. The ones that we're going to go through are 4 today. We're going to do 4. And I put here the Empress. So we'll discuss her. I'll put the Empress. I have the High Priestess. We have the Hermit, if I could go through this deck and see, well, it's a various deck type of thing, but we're going to do the Hermit and the Fool card, because these are a little bit current and they're in most of our readings so far. So we will go through that, and those will be the 4. I do want to discuss briefly, maybe we'll make it 5, is the moon. Okay, it's all the things that are being hidden from the environment, from people you're discussing things with. The moon could even be an inner moon that you're going through. So this is all the things hidden, right? We haven't been revealed yet with this moon card. And sometimes you can feel it. You can feel it from your environment. And that's Cancer and Pisces. They are very much going within signs. The Cancerian is a crab. The Pisces is a fish. So it's associated to that moonlight that you see in the back of her. All the things too that we cannot see. So that's the 5th. Let's do the first one. We're going to go with the Fool. It is 0, as I last discussed it with you guys in the very beginning. It's a new beginnings card that you should be happy about. It begins the whole step all over again. The story begins. And so with the Fool card, I'm going to briefly describe to you in my awakening how this card actually happened, because cards happen to you. I remember going to a place hiking about 2 years ago, and I would see really weird things, like animals that weren't pronounced in this region that I live in. It's mostly desert, like it's a desert community. And it's an aerospace one too, so there's planes constantly being tested here. And I just felt like I was seeing very biblical images. I would see a lot of bushes that would be burning on my jog. And of course, you know, that's related to the Bible. I've also had things that I've seen, like just the rocks and stones and the formations. And it was very, for me, it was very awakening, like also the animals that I've come across as I hiked. So I just want to share that because your awakening could have brought imagery to you first. It could have been sounds first. It could have been an inspiring thing from childhood, or you were breaking through from maybe something that you found. So this Fool card sets you on a new journey, and you're going to know because you innately start off as a single or you're by yourself. And it is kind of, it's not foolish. It's not associated to being a fool. It's just that you're going on this journey that you know nothing about. Your awakening is going to be very unique to you. Okay, so we do have this card. It is the Hermit, and it's Virgo. I have to keep my place here because I don't like the classes to be too long. In the future, we have way more cards to discuss. So I just want to make them 4 at a time. The Hermit is somebody who's lonely. They're isolated from the public, society. Maybe they put themselves here as well, or they've kept away. And you hear the most beautiful answers to your story in the Hermit era. There is an awakening called the Hermit Awakening. You guys can look it up too, as an aside from today's class. And I feel like many of us stay here longer than we need to in the Hermit, but it's also very beneficial. And he seeks his answers by going really, really deep within. Very introspective card. And also this person is solitary. So keywords with the Hermit, if you guys have forgotten. And some people call it the Hermit lifestyle, and it's not a lifestyle anymore. No, we do have the Hermit here, and it's beautiful Virgo placement. Beautiful Virgo placement. Actually, Virgos actually behave like that too. So we have the High Priestess, and this card, I think this is 3. The High Priestess is Pisces. Pisces is the fish, again, as a rundown. This is the all-knowing male or female in the entire tarot who just knows what's going on around them. They are not needing to second guess. They feel situations. They might even feel other people's feelings, like really intuitive. Of course, I should have said that first. And it's a brilliant card about just knowing what's going on around you. You can sense very well. And the High Priestess, she's not a guesser. She doesn't guess that things are going on. She has facts as well. She has pertinent facts to wisdom. She's very connected is another word I could use. Very intelligent too, High Priest or High Priestess. And they know how to survey their surroundings. Okay, so you might associate with this card more lately. This could be you as opposed to an Empress or Emperor. But she is all-knowing, and that's how the card is described, as a very intuitive individual. And I wonder why Pisces actually got that flair. And I will put extra facts at the end of this video so it's more complete for you. Okay? And we have the Empress. We're going to talk about your major arcana along with Justice. Do I still have Justice around? It's at the bottom of the stack here. But not to diminish Justice's quality. It's an amazing card. But I wanted to discuss the Empress today because I feel like in our modern society, it's been taken a little out of consort. The Empress is a beautiful individual who has learned to be the Queen of Pentacles. She's learned to be the Queen of Cups and balance her emotions. She's also the Queen of Wands. Again, that attractivity, the beauty, which is very physical, goes into the Empress. And also the Queen of Swords. She doesn't play, basically. So if that's any consoling effort to do the class today, we will go through the Emperor next time, the Hierophant. I think I'll do the Star for the next tarot class. And that way we don't have to run down the whole 22 again. We'll just pick from the majors. So if you were wondering today why there were no minor arcanas, like why didn't she discuss the 3 of Cups? Why didn't she talk about the 6 of Cups? Is because we are going to do the minors as a live next time. And it might take you on like a scenic route of where I live. So I was going to do the minors as a completely different video. these are just the huge life shifts that happen. These are the milestones that you go through. And maybe some of you have already finished this journey out. Maybe you're going on to another beginning and you're starting at the Fool again. Okay, so that's how it happens. You can also reawaken. You can have multiple awakenings and they can be different versions. Last summer, I had the Kundalini awakening. It was, I get emotional about it. Like I almost feel like I want to cry about that experience because it was so profound about teaching me to be okay with being solitary. And the Kundalini is amazing. I'm going to put more notes at the bottom of this too. There's going to be like little paragraphs. I hope that you enjoyed today's tarot class. I hope it made sense in sequence. And also they'll be drawn randomly in a reading. So don't worry if, you know, I didn't capture maybe how you're feeling right now. This is just a class. So the popular cards too in major arcanas are the Hermit. I would say that the Star is drawn a lot, like in Aquarius season. We've seen this card plenty, okay? And like certain points too throughout the year, it'll come back. And then the Chariot is also really popular too for movement. So those are some of like the highest peaking ones. Also the Sun. And that's Leo, as many of you know. So this tarot class was quick. I want to thank you for your time and showing up. I will have more readings today. I'm just going to take an intuitive break. It's been a lot these last 2 years to film daily. So I'm going to give myself some personal time here in the morning. I do want to thank you for being understanding. There is a singles read for you to just go check out. Maybe some of your signs are there or some of your emblems. And thank you for this morning's class. You are now released.